The Carter family piled into their Ford LTD station wagon, their breath fogging in the crisp January air. Excitement crackled amongst them, a stark contrast to the frigid stillness of the night. They were heading out for a late-night picnic, a family tradition that punctuated the long, dreary winters of Idaho. The rumble of the engine filled the car, a comforting counterpoint to the silence of the snow-covered landscape rushing by. Laughter filled the car, momentarily erasing the eerie stillness of the night outside. The headlights cut through the darkness, revealing a world transformed by a fresh blanket of snow.
It's probably just a coyote.
The growl came again, closer this time, a deep, guttural sound that seemed to vibrate in their chests. Fear, primal and instinctive, gripped their hearts. The children, 10-year-old Sarah and 8-year-old Michael, huddled closer to their parents, their eyes wide with terror. John, the father, tried to maintain an air of calm, his voice steady as he reassured his family, but even to his own ears, his words sounded hollow, unconvincing. The creature circled their encampment, its growls growing bolder, more menacing. They sat frozen, their breath caught in their throats, each rustle of leaves, each snap of a twig, amplifying their terror. The lantern light flickered in the sudden gust of wind, casting grotesque shadows that danced around them. The creature's movements were agonizingly slow, deliberate. It circled closer, its heavy paws crunching in the snow, each step a hammer blow to their already frayed nerves. The children were now openly crying, their muffled sobs swallowed by the immensity of the night. John, his heart pounding in his chest, slowly reached for the hunting knife he always kept strapped to his belt.
John.
His wife, Mary, gripped his arm, her terror mirroring his own. The growls escalated into full-blown snarls, the sound chilling them to the bone. The tension was almost unbearable, a palpable entity that held them in its suffocating grip. Then they saw them. 2 points of eerie yellow light, glowing with malevolent intelligence, staring at them from the edge of the tree line. The creature was no longer hiding. It was watching them, studying them, its gaze sending shivers of pure terror down their spines.
What is that?
Sarah whimpered, her voice barely a whisper, her tiny hand clutching her mother's arm. There was no answer, only the heavy silence of the night and the rasping breath of the unseen creature. John knew with a sinking heart that this was no ordinary animal. No coyote, no wolf possessed eyes like that. The creature took a step closer, its massive form emerging from the shadows. A hulking, wolf-like creature stood before them, its eyes burning with unholy fire. It was bigger than any wolf they had ever seen, its powerful muscles rippling beneath its thick, matted fur. Its fangs, long and sharp as daggers, glinted in the moonlight, but it was the creature's face that truly struck terror into their hearts. It was a grotesque parody of a human face, twisted into a permanent snarl, its features contorted in a mask of primal rage. The creature's muzzle was stained with what looked like blood, and a low growl rumbled deep within its chest. Time seemed to stop. The children were eerily silent now, their eyes wide with terror, their small bodies trembling uncontrollably. John and Mary could only stare, paralyzed by the sheer horror of what they were seeing. As the beast lunged, John's instincts finally kicked in. He grabbed his family, shoving them towards the car, his heart pounding in his ears.
Get in, get in.
He screamed, his voice hoarse with terror. They scrambled into the car, their movements clumsy with fear. John fumbled with the keys, his hands shaking so badly he could barely turn the ignition. The creature slammed into the side of the car, the impact shaking them to the core. Finally, the engine roared to life, the sound deafening in the stillness of the night. They sped away, the creature's enraged roar echoing behind them. raw to share, too painful to relive. But it lingered, a dark shadow in the corners of their minds, a constant reminder of the fragility of their existence. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind against the windows brought back flashes of that night. It was a haunting presence, always there, always waiting to resurface. John, haunted by the memory of the creature's eyes, began researching local legends, scouring old newspapers for any mention of similar sightings. He spent countless nights hunched over ancient texts, his eyes straining in the dim light, searching for answers. The more he read, the more he realized that their encounter reminder of the darkness they had faced. But the fear lingered, a constant undercurrent in their lives. It was a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the edges of their comfortable reality. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of the leaves outside sent shivers down their spines, a reminder that the nightmare was never truly over.